Well, good morning out there. It's Saturday, January 11th at about 8 o'clock. And this is the live satellite pic from the GOES West satellite up in space. And it's kind of early to get much of a visual on this, other than the fact that this is the heat sensing mode on the satellite. And this is the Palisades fire right here. And as you can see, and then of course as daylight comes, you can pick up the smoke trail coming off of that, which indicates a couple of things. One, this is definitely a very much a hot spot right here. It's up in the hills. I can't really zoom in on that much, but this is in the hills, and it's actually burning all the way down at the coast still, but the main hot spot is back up here in the hills. And I think that's the Topanga Canyon, but don't quote me on that. But anyway, this also shows that by looking at this, you can see that the offshore winds have picked up again. And they're going to be strengthening throughout the day along the coastal region there. Down the downslope winds out of these canyons and in the canyons is going to be pretty significant today. It's not going to be like it was the other day we were having 60, 70 mile an hour gusts. But there could be some gusts today of 40 or 50 mile per hour. So switching over to one of our other maps that we have here, and this is the wind speed in about 6 hours from now, and you can see that it's definitely coming. This is north up here. This would be east, and the south would be obviously down here, opposite of north, west, and the winds are coming out of the northeast, right at a 45-degree angle, right across there, perfectly northeast. But the gusts, this is what's expected around noon today, and these winds are about 15, 20 mile an hour gusts. So we'll move up to say 9 hours and refresh the map. And the winds are starting to come a little bit more out of the north, but they're still gusting pretty good, up to about 15, 20 miles an hour or so. And we'll move up to the 12-hour forecast. And actually the winds about this time, see about 6 o'clock tonight or so, they're going to be increasing even more. And across these foothill areas here, it looks like there's going to be gusts pushing to 30 mile per hour coming out of these off of the foothills and canyons down there along the coast. So there's going to be continual firefighting problems today. Fortunately, the winds are not going to hold the aircraft back, so they will have fixed wing and helicopters and super scoopers. I don't know if that one that got hit by a drone is going to be back up. I haven't been able to find any information other than the fact that it was grounded, and which is ridiculous. People in their drones need to be careful at the very least. Anyway, that's kind of what it's looking like here at 12. We'll go to an 18 hours, and this is like tomorrow morning. We still have 30 mile an hour gusts going across the area out of the northeast. And we'll go for 24 hours, which will be tomorrow morning, and the winds are actually starting to back down just a little bit from what this graphic forecasts. So this is the upper winds at 500 millibars, which is 18,000 feet, give or take a few. And we're located right down in this area here. And we have a pretty strong pressure gradient building from a area of low pressure that's in the inland area. This would be considered an inside slider. And here's the vortex running right through here, or the main trough axis. And these yellow areas right here indicate strong winds. So we've got up the upper air, we have support for these northeast winds coming all the way up through the column, if you will, from the surface up to 20, 30,000 feet. So we'll click forward to run. And this is going to be, again, we're located right here. So this is going to be the inside slider moving through, and we're going to be on this outside edge here, and where the convergence zone is, if you will, between the circulation around this area of high pressure that's located here and this area of low pressure, which is centered over here. And this is where we get all these winds because of the confluence of these two pressure zones, and we're going to be right in the middle of it. And right here, let's see again, we're located right here. We've got 50-mile-an-hour winds in the upper levels, and up here it looks like we've got 40 knot winds, and offshore here we've got 60 knot winds. So this is pretty much going to be a windy zone, and this is for 5 o'clock tonight. So our winds aren't going to go away, and they are going to build throughout the day. So we'll jump ahead, and this is at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. The trough axis has moved through, and it's heading down more into Arizona, but we still have upper level support from this area of high pressure. So the gusty winds are going to continue. They're going to become more northerly, as it appears at this point. And then we'll jump ahead to 5 o'clock tomorrow night, and then we have this area here that's going to become a cutoff low, or it might be up in here. I haven't really looked at these maps yet this morning, but once again, we're located here. There's a 60 knot wind right over Southern California, and the main strength point of the winds are going to be right here where it's yellow and orange, which is basically kind of like just east of the San Bernardino Mountains as it looks on this map. So we'll pop forward another 12 hours, and actually this area here of low pressure is going to be remaining as an inside slider and then heading east. And this is on the 13th, which is Monday at 7 a.m. And then we have this cutoff low, which actually is going to form a backup one. It's going to be forming this here location right here. It's going to move down the coast, and by 7 o'clock Monday morning, it's going to be right over the central coast in Northern California, continuing to develop, and then it'll move south and head offshore and set up camp out here for a couple of days. And so we're going to have, if this remains offshore and maybe this map is a little bit off, it could be that we'll pick up some onshore flow from this rotation right here coming into Southern California, or we may end up around this area here, and once again being some strong Santa Ana type winds, because we've got the circulation of the high, and then we've got this little area of low pressure here, and then we've got the circulation of this low, or this area of high pressure over here pushing into it. So there's a lot of questions coming up about the weather, but unfortunately it really doesn't appear the winds are going to go away anytime soon. So just for fun, we're going to run through a little loop here of what the expected precipitation is in the coming days. And again, we're located right here, and it's dry, and it's going to continue to be dry, and that's the end of this loop. So let's try that again. All right, we reset this and it should work better now. We have, again, we're located right here. Here's an area high pressure, and there'll be a low coming down the coast and setting up offshore here, as we just looked at on this 500 millibar map. This is a precipitation map based on a 12-hour loop, and we're going to move right on through this. Here's the 13th, Monday, and there's that area of low pressure out here, and as it looks now, the precipitation that's associated with this cutoff low out here is going to remain far to our west. And this is for the 14th, this is the 15th, this is the 16th, and we just remain dry right through the period. We're all the way up to the 20th of the month, and the only thing we've got going on here, this is the 25th of January here, and this is way too far out to be sure of anything, but there is a glimmer of hope that around the 25th and 26th of January that this will actually come to fruition, And it looks like there might be a little bit of an atmospheric river feed expected in this forecast map at that time to come into Southern California. And there'd be this area of low pressure to our north that maybe will work its way down. Nope, it's going to head back north again. So there's a little bit of a chance right here on the 26th of January for some rain in Southern California. But that's it for now. So there's the short and the long of it, or the long and the short of it, however you prefer. Basically, there's not really any rain in the foreseeable future that we can plan on. And the gusty winds are going to continue off and on throughout the next 10 days or so, as we just can't seem to break this pattern. I haven't given up hope on the winter yet, but it's not looking real good at this point. So anyway, there's a little morning update, something to watch while you're drinking your coffee this morning and hopefully enjoying this morning on Saturday. This is Ron at Lake Gregory weather, and we do have northeast winds here from about 10 to 18 miles an hour. The gusts are northeast. We've got 42 degrees, and that's about it. So have a good day, enjoy it, and keep the people in mind that are down there in the fire areas. It's been a lot of devastation. It's just unbelievable, the mess down there, and it continues, as we saw on the first maps we showed where the hot spots are. It's still up there, and that Palisades fire is still burning pretty hot. So keep those people in mind. This is Ron at Lake Gregory weather. Have a good day, and thanks for joining me. We'll catch you later.